Did you miss us? Of course you did. We missed you too. But something I think we all missed a little more was LaSalle Athletics. Hello, I'm Riley Kapchuk.
And I'm Gwen. Good. It's only been 2 weeks, but we hope you still remember our beautiful faces. A lot has happened since we last hit your screens, and we've got plenty to catch you up on. We've seen it all over the past 2 weeks, from big wins to tough losses. So go grab you some snacks when we secret stash. I know you've got one. And get comfy. You won't want to miss this. You're watching LaSalle TV's home for the Explorers Athletics, SportsLine.
Welcome to SportsLine. We have plenty of sports to cover that you might have missed over the break.
And later, we'll give you all that you need to know on all the upcoming games.
But first, let's take a look at our SportsLine top 3.
Number 1, McCallum Rowe was named the A10 Performer of the Week after his incredible run at the Panorama Palms Invitational on Saturday, finishing first for the Explorers and 11th overall. His time of 23 and 36 seconds was a personal best for him in the 8K race.
Number 2, tonight, October 24th, the men's and women's basketball team will host their first Hoops Fest to celebrate the start of their seasons. There will be free food, giveaways, dueling DJs, and more. A student who pre-registers will even be in the running to win free spring tuition if President Dan Allen makes a half-court shot.
Number 3, Alvin Novacare Student Athletes. Athletics of the Week is our men's rowing varsity 8+ boat member after their victory at the head of the Charles Ricarda. Big congratulations to all of them.
Awesome. I'm not going to name all 8 of them because last time I did that, it didn't work out good.
Well, fair play to them. But can we please talk about what's happening tonight?
Yes, let's get into that. Hoops Fest, that's new for us. They used to do something to start their season about a couple years ago before we got here, but now we have it, and it's exciting. The giveaways, whoever wins that spring semester, I'm coming after you if it's not me.
I'm excited. I've seen it all, like posters everywhere,
Yeah,
everywhere I walk.
everyone's really excited, and it's exciting to, again, fan engagement. That's a big thing that LaSalle's trying to do, and they have some rapper from New York coming. That'll be fun if people are fans of him.
I know, I've never heard of him, to be fair, but maybe I'll be a fan after I go and see him.
And then Mac, let's talk
Yeah,
about Mac.
Very good run. I think this is just to show how the cross-country team over the past few weeks of training, on the men's side hasn't been as consistent, but this race just showed, and Mac obviously just showed how fit he is.
And he's been a pretty big name in you guys' cross-country team.
Yeah.
I feel like this year and last year alone, just seeing his name, it came up a lot. He's pretty good. He just keeps getting better.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, definitely. And I think the field at the race on Saturday was really big and very deep, so it was a good challenge for him, and the challenge was quite easy for him.
And then even with our Novacare Student Athlete of the Week, we didn't get everyone because we didn't have that much time, but I know Ali Boggs had one, Sandu Zama from men's soccer. Yeah. So congratulations to all of them as well. That's it for the top 3. Now let's see how our teams did in this week's recap. LaSalle's swimming and diving teams kicked off their season opener at Kirk Pool against Townsend last Friday. The Explorers took their first win in the men's 200-yard medley, posting a time of 1 minute and 31.5 seconds. On the women's side, Burring Selleck dominated the 200-yard free with a time of 1 minute and 56.36 seconds. In the 100-yard breaststroke, LaSalle swept both events. Carolata Ungo took the women's race with a time of 1 minute and 6 seconds, while Andrea Savoca claimed the men's title with 57.69 seconds. Felix Jetbrat also came out on top in the men's 50-yard freestyle, hitting the wall at 21.03 seconds. LaSalle continued their momentum in the 200-yard breaststroke, with Ungo winning again in 2 minutes and 23 seconds, and Andrea taking his second win of the day with a time of 2 minutes and 6 seconds. Jetbrat grabbed his second victory in the 100-yard butterfly with a lightning-fast 49.03 seconds. Savoca secured the third win, finishing the 200-yard IM in the 1 minute and 55 seconds, while Felicia Rogel completed the sweep for LaSalle with a time of 2 minutes and 9 seconds in the women's event. On the diving front, Lucas DeCaney dominated, winning both the 1 meter and the 3 meter diving events with scores of 323.5 and 348.68. Carter Randall came in second on the 3 meter board with a score of 333.23. Despite these outstanding individual performances, both teams fell to Towson, with the men's losing 177 to 123 and the women falling 182 to 118. Then on Saturday, they competed again, this time against the Blue Jays. LaSalle came out strong, winning the first 3 events of the day. The Explorers claimed victory in both the men's and women's 400-yard medley relays. The women's posted a time of 3 minutes and 56.62 seconds, while men's took down Johns Hopkins with a time of 3 minutes 22 seconds. Tori Fenn kept the momentum going with a win in the women's 100-yard freestyle. Raven Domingo dominated the 1,000-yard event with a time of 10 minutes and 59.53 seconds, and Thilda Strom followed closely behind, taking second with 11 minutes and 1 second. Felix Jetbrat continued his streak, snagging first in the 200-yard freestyle with a time of 1 minute 42 seconds. More victories came in the women's 100-yard freestyle thanks to Tori Fenn and the 200-yard breaststroke won by Baron Selleck. Savoca continued to shine, taking another win in the 200-yard breaststroke with a time of 2 minutes and 5.26 seconds. Sisters Cecile and Camilla Frost finished first 1 and 2 in the women's 100-yard butterfly, while Jetbrat added another first-place finish in the men's event. Felicia Rogel topped off the individual events with a win in the 200-yard IM. The men's team finished strong, taking first in the 200-yard free relay. LaSalle also swept the diving events with Tiffany Braun winning the 1 meter, Lucas DeCaney claiming both dives, and Kelsey Waddington taking the 3 meter in the team results. The women celebrated their first win of the season with a 153.5 to 136.5 victory, while the men's fell to Johns Hopkins 161 to 126.
On Friday, October 11th, women's field hockey faced off against nationally ranked team UMass. Both teams came out strong on defense. Only 1 penalty corner was awarded throughout the whole first quarter of the play to UMass. In the second quarter, got the best opportunity of the game so far. The shot, unfortunately, was not saved by the Explorers. This put UMass up 1 at the half. LaSalle kept fighting hard to keep the lead. UMass held a small one, but by the end of the third quarter, the score was still 1-0. In the early stages of the fourth, Matilda took a penalty corner insertion and fired it into the back of the cage. Sophia Pla assisted on this play to make it an even game. Just minutes later, UMass had 3 penalty corners, all of which were unsuccessful due to the efforts from the LaSalle defense and goalie Abby Boggs. Unfortunately, the Explorers could not save this one, resulting in a 2-1 loss for LaSalle. This past Friday, women's field hockey had an exciting game at home against Mercerhurst. Within the first minute of the game, Sophia Enriquez passed to an open Shea Burns right in the front of the cage. This put the Explorers with an early 1-0 lead. For the rest of the first half, LaSalle dominated on offense. By the end of the half, the Explorers led 9-0 in shots, but the score remained the same. At the end of the third quarter, Quinn Medico broke the 1-0 lead with a corner opportunity. Not long after, Sophia Wasley gave the Explorers a 3-0 lead off another penalty corner attempt. 5 minutes later, into the fourth frame, a firing shot from Zhao Rodrigo deflected off the stick Rose Pasifia for the goal. A few minutes later, Pasifia assisted Gabriela Lacroix for the 5th goal of the game. In the final few minutes, Medico secured her 2nd goal of the game with a help from a pass by Sophia Pla. The game ended in a 6-0 win for the Explorers.
LaSalle men's soccer played St. Bonaventure Saturday, starting off aggressive in the offense. Drew Blackwell taking the first shot on goal in the 11th minute from a corner, but the Bounties goalie was able to make the save. St. Bonaventure struck first, converting their first shot on goal to take a 1-0 lead in the 25th minute. Goalie Randy Burkhart kept LaSalle in the game with a string of 3 saves in just 2 minutes, starting in the 26th minute. The Explorers pushed back, with Daniel Smith firing a shot in the 35th minute that was stopped just in front of the net. Gianmarco Rodeo followed with a header in the 37th minute, but it was quickly denied by the Bonnies keeper. Burkhart continued his strong play to open the second half, making 2 more saves in the first 7 minutes. Rodeo had another opportunity in the 70th minute, but once again, the St. Bonaventure goalie came up with the save. Burkhart made more clutch stops late in the match, including a critical save in the 80th minute to push a dangerous shot out for a corner. That was when Burkhart set a career high with 8 saves in the match. The Explorers had one last chance to equalize in the 88th minute when Robert Myrick got a close-range shot, but it went over the crossbar, and the Explorers fell 1-0. But on a positive note, this past Tuesday, men's soccer hosted Newman University. The Explorers came out aggressively, controlling the pace and firing shots from all angles. In the 14th minute, Drew Blackwell sent a long ball to Gianmarco Rodeo, who lifted a one-timer over the goalie for the first score of the game. Keeper Tino Nice made a crucial save in the 21st minute to keep LaSalle up 1-0. Blackwell then notched his second assist in the 34th minute on a lightning-quick counterattack. After receiving a pass from Adani G, Blackwell then kicked the ball to Dylan Kwasnick, who chipped it over the goalie to make it 2-0. The second half was all LaSalle, with Colin Beasley finally converting after a pair of saved shots. Pickpocketing the goalie and scoring from the close range in the 62nd minute, Beasley found the net again 8 minutes later with a header into the near post. 1 minute after that, Alexandru Zama unleashed a stunning long-range shot that curled into the upper left corner, making it 5-0. The Explorers' final goal came courtesy of Steven Arias, making his collegiate debut. Arias scored off the cross from Michael China, capping a dominant win at 6-0, improving their record to 5-6-3.
For the women's soccer, the Explorers and Dukes battled fiercely for 90 minutes, with the Dukes narrowly coming out on top, securing valuable conference points, but both teams displayed a high level of intensity and determination throughout the match. Right from the start, both sides showed a lot of energy, setting the tone for the physical contest. LaSalle was aggressive in the opening minutes, firing off 4 shots within the first 10, but they couldn't break through Duquesne's defense. Meanwhile, the Explorers' defense remained solid, holding the opposition team without a shot until the 31st minute. As the game grew more physical, the first card of the match was issued to Duquesne early in the second half. Shortly after, Duquesne capitalized on the chance to score. Maya Matissa secured down the right side of the side, delivering a well-placed cross to Hayley Longwell, who found the back of the net with a header to put the Dukes ahead. LaSalle's fought back, mounting a strong offensive effort in the final stretch, but despite 5 additional shots, they couldn't find the equalizer. The match was evenly balanced in terms of shots, with both teams securing 13. LaSalle had the upper hand in shots on goals with 10 compared to Duquesne's 7. However, the opportunities from corner kicks were few and far between, with Duquesne leading in that category, 3-2. LaSalle's class of 2025 played a key role as SOOOOO Dialmo, Ricochet Walker and Olivia Versella each registered 3 shots. In goal, Michaela Argurado made an impressive 6 saves, keeping the Explorers in the match until their final whistle. LaSalle women's soccer fell 2-0 to the A10 leading Dayton Flyers last Thursday night in a rematch of last season's A10 semi-finals, where the Explorers had previously won 1-0 to advance. Despite a strong defensive effort, LaSalle was unable to recreate the magic of last year's victory. Both teams struggled to gain momentum early in the game. Michaela Argurado made a crucial save in the 15th minute, followed by another just a minute later. Keeping the Explorers in the match on the offensive end, LaSalle generated chances through Hayley Crochet and Ricochet Walker. Despite Argurado's 3rd save, Dayton struck first when Molly Rochelle scored an impressive goal in the 31st minute. Argurado continued to battle, recording a 4th save of the half, while Ricochet nearly equalised for LaSalle with a dangerous shot from beyond the box. Just before half-time, Dayton added a 2nd goal, giving them a 2-0 lead going into the break. The second half started intensely, with Olivia Rochella launching a strong shot in the 47th minute, making the first of 5 combined attempts from both teams within a 10-minute span. SOOOOO Dialmo recorded the first shot on target for LaSalle in the 68th minute, but despite continued pressure and multiple shots attempts, the Explorers couldn't break through the Flyers' defence. LaSalle women's soccer fell 4-1 to the reigning A10 champion St. Louis Billikens in their final home game of the season on Sunday afternoon. Despite a strong effort, 2 late goals by SLU in their final 4 minutes sealed the Explorers' defeat. Here's the rundown. Both teams started with a high energy as Hayley Crochet and SOOOOO Dialmo took early shots for LaSalle. St. Louis responded with a quick offensive pressure, breaking through with their first goal in the 24th minute. LaSalle almost equalized 5 minutes later when Dielmo came close to scoring, but SLU doubled their lead right before half-time. The Explorers fought back in the second half, cutting the lead to 2-1 in the 51st minute when Gaucher scored a brilliant free kick from just outside the box. LaSalle continued to press for the equalizer, but both goalkeepers withstood several shots attempts. In the final moment, St. Louis scored twice to pull away and secure the victory. However, Michaela Alvarado recorded 5 saves for the 4th consecutive games, highlighting her consistency in the goals, and Gaucher netted her 23rd career goal and her 9th of the season, moving her to 10th all-time in career goals for LaSalle. LaSalle's effort, especially Gaucher's standout performance, will give them, hopefully, some motivation as they look to close the season on a high note despite the result.
Over the weekend, men's and women's rowing kicked off their season competing at the Navy Day Regatta. On the men's side, they kicked off strong as their Open 2- and 4+ boats delivered top performances at the regatta. The Open 2- boat took first place, while the Explorers 3-4+ boats secured 2nd, 3rd, and 4th spots. The Open 2- boat, rowed by Predrag Shvakovic and Derek Kushman, dominated with a winning time of 15 minutes and 11:54 seconds, earning the top spot for LaSalle. For the women's team, the V4+ boat clocked in at 18 seconds, 26.4, putting together a solid effort. The second varsity boat competed in the JV 8+ final and finished in 6th place, outperforming local rivals Temple and host St. Joseph's. The varsity 8+ boat delivered the headline performance, beating out Philadelphia rivals Temple, Drexel, St. Joseph's, and Jefferson with an impressive time of 15:28:15, securing 5th place and making history for LaSalle.
The LaSalle men's cross-country team competed at the Panorama Farms Invitational on Saturday morning, hosted by the University of Virginia. Finishing 6th out of 18 teams, McCallum Rowe led the Explorers, securing 11th place with a time of 23 minutes and 36 seconds in the 8K event. David Butts followed, placing 38th with a time of 24 minutes and 12 seconds, while Brown Van Bruten finished in 58th at a time of 24 minutes and 24 seconds. James Petak was close behind, crossing the line in 24 minutes and 26 seconds to take 60th place. Matt Hill rounded out LaSalle's top 5, placing 86th with a time of 25 minutes and 3 seconds. The LaSalle women's cross-country team competed in the Princeton Fall Classic on Friday, finishing 18th out of 22 teams. Leading Explorers was Gwen Good, who claimed 17th place with a time of 20 minutes and 9 seconds in the 6K event. Helene Usher followed, finishing 86 with a time of 21 minutes and 10 seconds, while Neve Moulay took 118th, crossing the line in 21 minutes and 38 seconds. Amelia Green came in just behind, placing 122nd with a time of 21 minutes and 40 seconds, and Georgia Rose Dawson wrapped up the scoring for LaSalle, finishing 127th in a time of 21 minutes and 49 seconds.
Take a deep breath. Oh,
I hope everyone is still with us, because I don't know if I'm still with you guys. So that was a lot.
So we're going to go all the way back to the beginning, swimming. Swimming just started out.
I'm excited. This is the second time we've spoken about swimming.
Yeah, they just started their both home games last weekend, or 2 weekends ago. And they didn't, for the first one, they didn't necessarily win, but the second one, they still had amazing individual performances. Andrea, we've seen him a lot last year. Mm-hmm. He's just someone who's just going to keep getting better. You're always going to see his name. As long as he's at LaSalle, it's going to say Andrea Savoca.
And Felix.
And Felix, definitely Felix. Yes. And Felix. Those two are like the main.
I think with swimming, kind of similar to cross country in the sense like they have a long season. So the start of the season, the first few races, the first few meets, like swim meets, it's going to be a bit rocky. They might be trying a few things in training. They might be a bit tired from training. So I think
that's how every sport is.
Yeah. So by the time it comes to like the important dates of like the important events and competition, that is when we'll see like LaSalle will come on top.
Exactly.
We're just warming up.
Yeah, well, warming up. It's always the first games. First games don't matter. Yeah, they do, but
they don't define the season.
And then speaking of winning games, men's soccer finally winning game 0-6. That's very impressive for them. That's very impressive for them. And their record has improved from when we first saw it. So congratulations to them.
Yeah, I think we were kind of on a losing streak, but hopefully we're back to a winning streak.
We're back for the final games.
Yeah, the final few games.
But gotta give it to them. They tried.
Yeah, exactly.
They didn't do terrible.
No, they didn't do terrible. I think they've tried to stay consistent with, like, they haven't lost by a lot kind of thing.
Yeah.
So I think this will hopefully give them some confidence.
Definitely. And then women's soccer, that was a lot to read off.
That was a lot. They've been playing quite a bit, so I don't know. Hopefully the girls have had some time to rest and recover and get back to playing. But yeah, the season is coming to an end with them.
Yeah, same with field hockey. They're just wrapping up. They all had really good seasons. We're not gonna get too far into that, but the rowing, I don't know if it's when it's like the minus. Is it 2 minus 4 plus? I think so.
I think that's the amount of people that's on the boat.
Okay, I'm gonna learn rowing next time. And then cross country. Let's get in that.
Cross country.
Go ahead, take it away.
Gwen Cam on cross country. No, I think it's exciting. We've got a conference coming up, so we are also coming to an end of to our season.
Maybe we still got track coming up.
Yeah, we still have track, but for the cross country season, that is coming to an end in mid-November, I want to say. So yeah, I think the team is shaping up. The girls have been running well. Like every time we've raced, literally, you just can't stop us. We are just getting better. Touch wood, everything's all good. And the men's side, they had a bit more of a rocky start, but they seem to get back to it, and they kind of know what to do now. I think they were kind of naive when they were running.
And I've seen someone on this says they led the Explorers. Gwen Good.
I don't know who that is.
Okay, well, she did really good, so good job. If you see her, let her know.
That is why I won't be here next week. It's because I'll be racing.
Playing track.
Playing track, yeah, I'll be playing track.
It happens. Yeah. Well, good job. Congratulations to you and your team.
Thank you.
We're going to take a quick break, but when we come back, we have all of this week's upcoming games. Stay tuned.
Dear University of...
Thank you for your offer
to become student ID number 283471.
While I appreciate your desire
for my impeccable academic record,
I must decline the opportunity
to get a generic degree.
I've decided to tell my story.
To be a student,
not a statistic.
I wish you good luck in the future
as I embark on mine.
Everyone has a community, a neighborhood, school, kids' teams, where you worship, work out, or any other place or group where you choose to belong. Communities can provide support when you need it, and even when you don't know you do. Like when it comes to preventing underage drinking and other substance use. Community members can be your eyes and ears when you're not with your kids and alert you to signs of potential problems. Making just one connection during recovery from mental and substance use disorders can put the strength of family and community behind you. We're all connected, offering encouragement, support, and hope. Join the Voices for Recovery. Strengthen families and communities.
Welcome back. We have a busy week of Explorer Sports, so here's what you have to look forward to. Tonight, golf will compete at the Big 5 Championship in Newton Square, PA. Tomorrow, men's and women's cross country will compete in the Haverford Invitational at 4:15. Good luck, Gwen. Lastly, on Saturday, men's and women's rowing will compete versus the head of the Schuylkill at the Schuylkill River.
Tonight, field hockey will host Virginia Commonwealth at 5 p.m. Then on Sunday, they will host the Ryder Bronx at 3 p.m. Men's soccer will host VCU on Saturday at 6 p.m. And finally, women's soccer will travel to Richmond, Virginia to take on the Spiders at 1:30 p.m.
Okay, so
Well, thanks for a little message.
Whoa.
I didn't even know you had that in.
well,
Yeah, I'm with golf, because I want to talk about golf, because I spoke to one of the guys who's on the team, Gavin,
yeah.
yesterday, and I didn't realise the tournament lasts like 5 hours.
Oh
like,
yeah, it starts at like 8 a.m.
Yeah.
and like ends
Later
back
on.
at night. Yeah, a lot goes
Wow.
into.
How do they
It's complicated if you really think about it. Like, a lot goes into that.
How do they
sport.
stay locked in?
I don't know, and that.
I think
just,
we
like,
need to get an interview. We'll get an
We'll
interview
get
with one of
that,
the
we'll
golf,
get that.
and we'll get all the insight on that.
We definitely will. And then what else do we have?
We
coming
got
up? We
hockey
have the
tonight?
final. We have the final games coming up. Yeah, that is tonight.
Sad
They're
to
playing
say-
right now as we speak.
Yeah, right now.
I
So
think this is either their last or second to last. Oh yeah, second to last.
Yeah. So
Really
sad to say
do.
bye to field hockey.
Yeah,
and
our winning game, our winning sport of the season. Sorry to say it, but
I think they've compared to last year, I think they've done better.
and then soccer, men's soccer, and then they're done. Then
Yeah.
we move to a new season. That just about wraps it up for us this week. If you can't make it out to see the Explorers play, be sure to tune in next week for our coverage. Keep up with this weekend's other sporting events by visiting goexplorers.com.
Also, check us out on Facebook at facebook.com/LaSalleTV and on Instagram at SportsLineLTV. We welcome you to send your thoughts and suggestions there.
For our entire SportsLine team, I'm Riley Kavchuk.
And I'm Gwen Good. Thanks for tuning in, and we'll see you at the games.